Okay, you guys, the title of this podcast is What Wants to Be Loved into Being? And this is our When Doctors Have No Answer podcast. I'm with Leslie Platner, was a nurse, still technically a nurse, certified homeopath, matrix energetics, healer. I'm Ralph Havens, physical therapist, healer, and matrix energetics, integrative manual therapy. We do lots of stuff to help people heal. And today, what showed up, what wanted to be loved into being for our podcast was this whole idea of how do you use love for healing and for having things happen for yourself. So what you might want to do, if you like, is just put that intention out there. Like, yeah, if you were going to have something happen for you today that kind of make it happen, what might that be for you? And if you do this, you can notice what's different and notice what happens. And so what comes to mind, this way of thinking, I'm going to bring Leslie in to talk about some very deep spiritual things that she's been working on, and it really resonated with me today, was there's a homeopath, no, I mean an osteopath, medical doctor from a long time ago. He's got a book called The Touch of Life, Dr. Fulford. He's passed away. He passed away when he was like in his late 90s. The week before he passed away, he was all excited showing somebody a new technique he had just learned. So he had that, and he was also distraught because he wasn't able to save his wife. You know, they were older people, but she passed away, and he didn't fix her or heal her or whatever. But you know, 90 something years old. But he with his writings years ago, I would read all of his writings and learn his techniques, and I was all intrigued by him. He was in the book Spontaneous Healing by Andrew Weil, and quite a story. And in his writings, he always talked about the true healing power is love. Interesting, coming from a medical doctor who saw people that other people didn't have answers for, and he had these really cool ninja techniques to work on, but his thing was love. And as a physical therapist, I used to get this. That's so funny. I keep hearing Baden saying done pooping. Thank you, Baden. So hopefully Jen sees that. So you hear that? It's like, that's got to be a sign. But we'll just let that run in the background. There's your mantra for the day. And but Dorco, this PT that used to write in this little tabloid magazine about physical therapy, the PT Bulletin, I would read through the PT Bulletin, and it was, we'll just let that go. I feel like yelling back, okay. But he always talked about the healing power of love. So today we're talking about what wants to be loved into being. And Leslie has some ideas. I'm going to let her talk, and I'm going to go wipe somebody's butt. So Leslie, you're on.
What a loving act. So, Ralph started this group, the Atomic Success Secrets, which has been going over, I guess, 3.5 years now. And it's become a very amazing group of people who are working through their stuff, and with tenacity, as Ralph says, he has tenacity. And so I've been, I lead it on Tuesdays, and I always see what wants to come through today. If we were going to open to spirit and to our own higher selves and what's wanting to be worked on or let go of or understood for the day. And so I've been reading this book, The Ultimate Coach, and it's a pretty good book. Amy Hardison wrote about her husband, Steve Hardison. And I've got it all marked up with yellow little pages to remind me of stuff. And I just liked what he said about what we think of, what we think of as concrete is actually arbitrary and malleable. So that's what we're all about in this Atomic Success Secrets, is coming out of those beliefs that we have and limiting ideas and negative emotions and negative thoughts and creating something new. And I've really been playing with creating through love. What can I love into being? And if I loved myself, because I recognize a whole ancestral pattern of not feeling good enough and, pushing myself pretty hard. I can see that my dad pushed himself really hard. Like it's a coping mechanism to not love ourselves or not like ourselves or to feel like we have to make up for something. So what if we were motivated by love, and what would we call into being? And I just the thought of that, the power of that and the magic of that. And I've been playing with that. So that's what Ralph and I were talking about before we got on this podcast today. So I don't know what else you wanted to share, Ralph. But
Well, I think this would be a nice thing to do is, because, you know, you and I, one of our, it's not even a secret because we tell people, but one of the things that we noticed that's, that makes things happen better for healing and for life is to do the session before the session starts. So to, some people would say, organize the chi field if you were in Qigong, or set up the space, or have a prayer beforehand, or, you know, set your intention first and, you know, clear your mind, go for a walk. This idea of setting it up so that it's already done is something that we've done, and we can do a bit right now with everybody, and then everybody can notice what's different and see if something changes even by being on this call and this session, because that would be the thing. So without further ado, let's do this, because we could talk about love, and we could have all sorts of books that we read and that we write and do stuff, or we could just do it. So let's go do this thing, Leslie. So
just before we do it, before you started the podcast, we talked about the search for ourselves or God, you know, that source, and how all different faith backgrounds and spiritual backgrounds talk about it's within us. So there is some creative power that is inside of us that is love. We're created in love, and we were loved before we were created. So there's just something about that you can actually just kind of drop into your heart and feel the presence of that energy. That was just to
that
start.
sounds awesome. And so I'll walk us through a little bit of an exercise, and we'll, not to say these are the things, let's just do some stuff. So what we can do, if you like, while Leslie and I play with this whole way of being, is with your eyes, if you like, even if you're driving, don't do this, but with your eyes, you can just notice what you see. And if you got a window with trees and there's wind blowing, it's like, you can just notice. Or if you're in a room, you can just notice the books and the stuff on the wall and the stuff in the room, and just notice the stuff. And if you like, you can notice that there's space around the stuff. There's air around the stuff. And can you notice the air or the space? And then, of course, the ears can hear, and you can notice the sounds. Might be the sound of the computer, might be little sounds, might be sounds passing by. Might be a space without sounds. And you can notice your thoughts. And notice if there's space without thoughts. And then you can take your awareness, if you like, and just from the middle of your head, drop it down through your spinal cord into the center of your body, maybe your heart space or your belly. And just notice what you feel. And if you like, you could keep your attention on what's happening in your body. And Leslie and I had this intention as we were setting this space up ahead of time, as we were doing the session ahead of time, is what wants to be loved into being? And with matrix energetics, we use this principle. It's in the spiritual traditions as well, to set your attention and then let go. So a question like that, it doesn't have like a solid, like, only one possibility. What wants to be, I wonder what wants to be loved into being. And then what we can do is just notice what we see, what we hear, our thoughts, what we feel. And then Leslie and I love to play in the matrix energetics space. And yeah, Leslie was talking about a book that she's reading, a really ancient book. And so we'll play for just a moment or two and then regroup. Yeah, another one that's coming in is, if you were to just be you and do what you're here to do, what might that be? Whoa. And what I'm noticing is that spiritual truth of to enter the kingdom of heaven, you must be as a child. And what I notice is when a child gets a thought to do something, it's instantaneous. They go do it. You might be building a space shuttle out of boxes. It could be anything. Yeah, so for Leslie and I, yeah, hopes and dreams, for you to have your hopes and dreams come true. All right. And I don't know if Leslie has words or we'll just hang out.
Yeah. Just the thought of setting down fear and picking up love. Setting down fear and picking up love. Like love is what we are. Any thought that's based in love, that's who we really are. And out my window in front of me are sunflowers, and they totally turn with the sun. They really do. They face the sun. So they're always turning to the source. So that was a powerful image there, to look out the window and say, oh yeah, turn to the source.
Wow, I love that. Yeah, consciously setting down fear, setting aside fear, and picking up love. So what you can do, we'd like to see results. We're all about like what happened. Yeah, we even got a really cool, amazingly cool success story from one of our clients in our Atomic Success Secrets group about a physical healing that was just like, oh my gosh. We invited him on just last minute. I'm sure he's busy or something, but yeah, we'll share that later. But when Leslie and I play, we play for real, kind of like a little kid.
Yeah.
So let us know what's different.
That's a really big energy. It's huge.
It's huge energy. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just following it. It's so,
Wow.
it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, just feeling that thought of love emanating out to the world.
So hopefully we'll put this on YouTube and Rumble and Spotify. I've got it recording a few different ways, so I'll put that out in just a bit. It's on this Facebook Live for now, so of course you can share it. You can let us know. I'm going to go grab some of our links just so we have it to share. Anything else you want to say, Leslie? This feels really good.
Feels great. Yeah, I think that's it. The sunflowers and letting go. And like Steve says in here, I just like the way he wrote this, the way the book was written. It's just interesting. But anything that is, let's see, any thought that is based in love, he is that. Any thought that is based in fear, he is not that. So I think about the reality of anything. I kind of extrapolated from there. Anything that we see that we don't like is not reality. It's interesting. It's a big life
Yeah.
change. What is the reality? If I'm seeing things that I don't like, then I'm looking from resistance and fear. How can I find the reality, a way to look at something that is somehow freeing, to see the benefit, or to see the purpose, or to see beyond. That's another whole topic. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, this is cool. Well, I am posting one of our links. We have many links. And where you can join us, because we do this every day. And you're welcome to join us. You're welcome to reach out to us. So Leslie Platner, LesliePlatner.com, and Ralph Havens.com. And let us know what happened, what's different, and how life goes. And we'll see you. We do podcasts from time to time here, and it's on Spotify and YouTube and Rumble and Facebook. So we'd love to.
For your tenacity, Ralph. You're sticking with it.
You too. You too.
We
Okay,
love
guys. Let me click off all the recordings and let's see.
That's so funny. I don't think anybody could hear the thing I'm done pooping.
You couldn't hear it? Wow. I heard it so loud and clear. I was like, oh my God.